John in studio as well. You know, holidays can be stressful, but there are ways to cope during the busy season with loved ones and coworkers. We have Carol Zuniga from Higuera Health to walk us through some healthier ways to cope this holiday season. Carol, good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here with both of you. Thanks for having me.
So we have tons of parties, we have tons of get-togethers, lots of festive events happening and that we've been planning that are coming up in the next few weeks. What are some ways you suggest that we can get through these moments and keep our peace of mind intact, if you will?
Sure. So everybody wants to have a great time during the holidays, right? We all anticipate it. There's lots going on. And the holidays are no different than any other time in our lives, right? So stress is created by that unpredictable loss of control over what's going on around us, and the holidays certainly present lots of that. So being predictive, looking at your schedules, planning, right? It's really critical, making sure that you have your normal, important pieces in your life still intact, making time, looking ahead. I don't know about you, but I have 3 events next week in the evening, right?
Yeah.
Which is unusual, so I'm planning my days.
Right.
So that I don't have 3 12-hour days, right? So we need to look at what we need to do, right?
Yeah.
And then look at what we want to do, and give ourselves permission to forget the rest.
When you're in the moment and you're with loved ones, maybe a topic comes up that, you know, not everybody agrees upon, or maybe you're with coworkers and maybe it gets a little boozy and you're acting a little differently than you would at work. What are some of the tips that we can kind of keep in mind in those situations?
So my first tip would be don't get too boozy.
Okay, don't get too boozy.
So, you know, those moments get us into trouble, and be aware, particularly if you're an individual who has more trouble with alcohol use. You want to limit it when you're in those kinds of situations. If you are walking into a situation where you know you have maybe some conflicts with families in the past, be prepared. Again, it's about predicting what's going to happen, kind of have your response, know when you need to walk away, and don't let it get out of control.
Maybe that urge to get that last word in. Maybe you don't need that.
Exactly. And really quickly, what about people who kind of get depressed around this time for the holidays? What would you say about
Sure.
that?
Holidays can be tough for a lot of people dealing with loneliness, loss, and it's really very individualized. So, you know, looking at how do you find a value, how do you find purpose, what is important to you, staying connected, really using your social network, and really those of us out there who know we've got people who are struggling around us to really reach out, because this is a tough time for a lot of people.
You know, and for some folks, you know, I quit drinking last year. And so last year around this time, I was a little apprehensive as the holiday season approached. What are some of your tips for folks who may be embodying a new identity at this tough time?
Sure. You know, when you're going to events and you know there's going to be alcohol and you've been drinking in the past, talk to your host ahead of time.
Okay.
Let people know. If it's with coworkers and they're used to you sharing a beer with them, let them know that you're not, so that people aren't pressuring you, so you're not feeling like that outsider. And who knows, people might join you in that effort as well, but support is really important.
And planning ahead, that's, I think, the key
Planning
here.
ahead.
All right, thank you, Carol, and enjoy your 3 events. That's a lot, I know. We all know what that's like. Thank you, Carol. For more tips, you can just head to clickondetroit.com. We'll be right back.